Hi guys, shooting full of holes here. Today I've got a pretty interesting video for you guys. This is going to be a little bit kind of a 2-in-1. The main thing I want to talk about is the Hatsan Model 125 Vortex version. And to me this is the best break barrel rifle that fits my needs for a lot of things. Now, to me, it's the best break barrel rifle under $250, and possibly the best all-around air rifle. In my opinion, this also beats the Model 95. Now, let me tell you why. The Model 95 is a very superb, well-made gun. Different calibers, the energy is superb. You have the Vortex, gas ram system in it too. But the one thing where it fails is producing the most amount of energy. So that air rifle, per se standard, will shoot about between 600 and 600 feet per second. 600 to 650 is a decent velocity, but not like the 125. The 135 and the 125 have the exact same power plant. The only thing that differs is the stock and the barrels. That's it. Now, I've always said this about the Model 95, especially the QE. The last one that I had was QE. The first one that I had was the standard version with the Vortex in 22 caliber, and then I went for the 25 caliber in QE. Now the QE is a lot quieter, but what I did not like, and I've never liked, like the sniper or the 125 sniper, is where they shorten the barrel, to make room for the suppressor. That to me is kind of a little, that's more of what you want, Whatever, if you want it to be quiet, then that's what you want, Truthfully, me, I'm hunting, and that little bit of extra noise doesn't mean much. What I would prefer is more velocity, more energy. That, to me, makes more sense. But maybe somebody else that's shooting in the backyard, they're not too concerned about velocity, they're more concerned about the noise. The QE is the way to go. And that's a perfect rifle to you. But for me, the perfect rifle is the 125 Vortex. The longer barrel, get a lot more velocity. So this, on the box, is stated that it'll do 750 feet per second. Now, me using JSB 25.39 grains and 25 caliber, average velocity is 724.4 feet per second. That's really nice velocity. I've said this, when the 125 sniper came out, that basically it's producing PCP velocities or energy. That's exactly what this rifle kind of does. And now with the 25 caliber, there's so many, pellets out there. There's quite a wide pellet selection that you don't have to, suffer in that sense. Yeah, it doesn't have as much as the 22, but you definitely have more than enough pellet styles, designs, etc., to make the 25 caliber function for almost everything. So for my needs, for my kind of hunting, and for what I consider to be the perfect, pellet gun, and the break barrel is definitely the Model 125. Now it's taken me time to get there. I started off with the Model 95, like I said, the 22 caliber, then went to 25. And it's only as I started going through this stuff that I started realizing, I need something with more oomph. I need all the power I can get out of this stuff, And This, and the other thing is I'm a sucker for wooden stocks, so the Model 95 just spoke to me. Uh, but I'll tell you now, the Model 95 is a very hard rifle to beat. This, for me, for what I'm thinking, is the best air rifle, break barrel. Absolutely for me. But when you're talking about an all-rounder that does everything super well, the Model 95 is almost impossible to beat, you know? But it's because the criteria that I have set out that this beats the Model 95. That's it. Now, the one thing I really love about this rifle is the plastic stock. Which, to tell you the truth, I don't like plastic stocks, but this plastic stock is really, really good. They make a really good, you know, thick, durable plastic stock. The main thing that I like about it is the checkering. It's such a positive feel, even if your hands are sweaty. It doesn't feel like a plastic bag where things are just sliding off. So that's the main thing. Absolutely, the stock feels like a stock. The rifle and weight, you know, also, you know, can't deny it's a Magnum rifle and it does weigh, you know. But that also helps with a lot of other stuff. You can see I've got a sling here, sling studs and all that. I put that on. It does not come with that. The only thing that comes in the package is the 3-9 by 32 scope, which Hatsan pretty much packages with older break barrel rifles. Now, some people might say this is, you know, a suppressor or whatever. It's not. Okay, there is a little bit of space in there that might help quieten down the report a little bit. But if anything, it's just there to assist you to break the barrel a little easier, you know. But one thing is that this gun is a long air rifle. It doesn't fit in most gun cases, like your padded gun cases. It'll fit in all your Planos and all your plastic gun cases, but your padded gun cases, you're going to have to find one that really, you know, is long enough. Because it's a pretty sizable gun. This thing is not small. It's not made for kids. So anyway, the accuracy on this thing, you know, we're dealing out of the box. I shot a lot of different pellets and they all produce same kind of accuracies, and this is only 10 yards. Here you've got the JSB Kings over here, all sorts of other stuff, the Predator Polymags. And, you know, 10 yards, not bad. They're grouping. That's not wild and all over the place. Probably one of the best ones was the HN Hornet over there. Now, I did have a fly over here, and I know that was me because, well, I'm still getting used to the trigger and where this rifle functions. Excuse me, but all in all, they're all there. I just need to break in the rifle, and with time, we're going to be able to see tighter groups and really push this rifle out to 20 and 30 yards, you know? So, one of the things that I wanted to also mention, and this is where the second part of this video kind of comes in, is this rifle as a prepper, you know, rifle, like as a survival air rifle. To me, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best air rifles you could possibly have as a prepper, as a survival air rifle. The caliber, the energy, the velocity, it's all there just to do one thing, and that's to take small game to, you know, possibly medium game if you really, really need to. Especially with the pellet selection, I'm sure there's stuff there that'll work, can penetrate deeper, you know, also within reason. Certain distances, you can't get crazy. You know, it's durable, maintenance free. The stock, you know, you don't have to worry about things. If one set of sights fails you, like the scope, you've got backup sights, so, you know. And you can see I've already attached a sling to it, so you can carry this thing. So when it comes to a prepper's perspective, this is, to me, hands down, one of the best break barrel rifles you could possibly have for a survival, you know, gun. Now, the one thing that most people will not talk about when it comes to prepper air rifles, or prepping guns for that matter, very few people talk about the subject, is the subject of defense. Now, I'm not talking about, well, could be talking about the occasional crazy bobcat or maybe a mountain lion and you want to poke its eye out, you know, that kind of stuff. But the biggest defense that I'm talking about would be self-defense. And, you know, that's also a category that, well, people don't think about, but you know what, when you're basically, trying to survive, guess what? There's other people trying to survive, and sometimes they will take out the weakest person to do that. And if they think you're the weakest person in terms of, well, he has his weak link is whatever thing he's carrying, they might take you on, you know. So, with that in mind, do I feel comfortable defending myself with this? Absolutely. You have to place your shots, you know, I'm not saying no, but can this absolutely take a person out of a fight? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You pick the right shot and you've got somebody that's gonna need some serious medical attention. Whereas with a lot of other air rifles, you couldn't do that. I mean, unless you throw it at them, you know. And what good does that do? I mean, yeah, it'll, you know what, I could throw this one too. But it's something you have to think about. And I'm not a prepper per se. You know, I've got some stuff that I like to gear up for. But you know, true preppers will think about all that kind of stuff. And that's something you'd have to take into consideration too. So, now, another gun that I thought was worth mentioning as a backpacker is definitely the Crosman backpacker. That's what it's called. The only thing I've done was change the breech so I could accept a scope. That way I would have a backup sight. You know, if the scope doesn't work, then I have basic sights. But when it comes to a really nice backpacking prepper style survival gun, you know, this is not a bad option. It's a lot better option than a lot of other stuff that I've seen on videos out there, where some people are just completely unrealistic about what they think they're gonna do. Like, I've seen some people use PCP rifles, and I'm like, dude, you know, how are you gonna, yeah, with a pump you might pump that up and you gotta carry all that stuff. You know, when you're in a survival mode, weight is gold. So you can't just carry a whole bunch of junk. You have to carry what you could absolutely, you know, do multiple tasks with. So, you know, carrying a PCP with pump and all sorts of stuff is just, to me, that's just pointless, you know. But anyway, you know, all this stuff is absolutely up for debate. This is all a conversation. This is just my point of view, my opinions. And guys, leave comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. That works too. But like I always say, you know, grab an air rifle, the best one in town. Go out in the woods, put up a target.